Hello, welcome to another tips and tricks video. And this time I want to talk a little bit about screens and how they are being used with kids. A lot of parents and caregivers are trying to find ways to motivate their children to read more. And they're struggling because they find that their children prefer screens. And my response to that is, of course they do. Screens give you that instant boost of dopamine in your brain. They make you feel happy. It's kind of like how chocolate or candy makes you feel. And most kids that I know would rather eat candy and cookies and chocolate all day long instead of eating their vegetables. But simply because that's what they prefer doesn't mean that's what they get to do. And any good parent knows your kid has to eat their vegetables, and then they can have a cookie after dinner. We should be treating screens the same way. I've noticed just in the past couple of weeks, I've seen two different instances where a mother was sitting with her very young child, maybe 1.5 years old, and the child was staring at the phone screen and playing games on it. And in one of those cases, the game was even educational. They were learning their numbers. But it's still a screen. And a lot of studies have shown that overexposure to screens, especially early in life, affects language development. And by extension, reading development will also be affected because reading is a type of language. So I resisted the urge to grab the phones out of those kids' hands because I'm not a total psycho. Um, and I don't really want to get arrested, especially while living in a foreign country. But I really wanted to tell those mothers, to warn those mothers about overexposure to screens in young children. It's dangerous. It is going to affect their development long term. And it is your job as a parent or caregiver to limit that screen time. I get that it's easier. Your kid is fussing, they're upset, they're crying, hand them a screen, they stop crying, they feel happy again. But in the long run, you are harming your child by doing this. Hand your child a book instead of a screen. Hand them a picture book or a coloring book or a blank piece of paper and have them doodle on it. Something that is not screen based. And I recognize the irony because I'm talking to you on a screen. You're viewing this on a screen, but you're an adult. You should be able to regulate your screen usage. Children can't. They don't know how yet, so it's up to you to help them with that. Make reading something that is fun. Make it a reward. If you eat all your broccoli, we get to read a new book. When I was a kid, that would have been a huge motivator for me. It's not too late. A lot of little kids are already addicted to screens, but you can start weaning them off of that. I'm very encouraged by reports out of, I want to say, Australia, that they are not allowing children under 16 to access social media anymore. I think that's fantastic. It doesn't go far enough, but it's a good start. So your job is to turn reading into a reward. And if that's too big a step right now, make the screen a reward for after reading. Okay, you have to read for 5 minutes, and then you can play a game on the phone for 5 minutes. Read for 10 minutes, you can play a game for 10 minutes on the screen. Try to limit that screen time. I wouldn't go 1-to-1 all the way up to 20 or 30 minutes with reading and screens. 30 minutes of reading should still not get you more than maybe 10 minutes of a screen. It's not going to be easy, especially for kids who are already used to that screen and having it in front of them all day long. But in the long run, it will absolutely be worth it. I hope this was helpful. And until next time, happy reading.